All right, Acts of Cruelty is the fifth and last game of this Week 3 match between Team Osmodian and Team Ratking. It's not looking good for Team Osmodian. They're basically eliminated. I don't think they have a shot at going to the finals. However, Team Ratking, I think, stands a pretty good chance, depending on the other match, Team Karma and Team GKG. One or the other is probably going to make it to the finals, possibly both. Although, if Ratking wins here, I think they might be making it to the finals, depending on what happens in the next in the other match. All right, so I think the rosters are pretty much the same for all 5 games, which is pretty unusual. Or I guess it is usual. I don't know. It all depends. And so Ratking's team going to be starting out in the northeast. Kermesi, Drunken Irishman, Myth Zombie, which is Bagarda, K-Size, Flatline, Tiri, and Switch. And I think K-Size may or may not just be an observer. We'll see if he's actually given units this game. Is Somnus Gabba? I don't think so. Oh, that's weird. Alright, so anyway, Osmodian, on the other hand, is going to be starting out in the southwest. Ramirez, Chicken Wire, Adrenaline, Funky, Mercadon, and Somnus are all here. And Tiri's saying, if Giant Killer General wins 4-1, we won't even advance, even if we win, right? But I don't know. I'm pretty sure that that's not necessarily true. We'll see. We'll see. And so, indeed, we shall see. This map is actually called the Acts of Cruelty, and its main features are these forest giants here. And basically, the goals are play an instrumental role once again, using the pus to freeze the forest giants. The forest giants are so overpowered. I mean, both of them can probably take out every single unit you see here on their own. And but to keep them in check, we have the goals here, and there are a couple of pus packages laying around. The other thing is that some teams will actually get whites, and even though there's no way to heal them, they'll move them back somewhere and then actually pop them, and hopefully they're gonna hope that they get some large pus packet pieces, or even the small pieces they can still throw and freeze the forest giants with. So that's something to consider also, that both teams will probably do. It doesn't look like either team is going to go for Solus. I think they're just going to max up their mortars and forest giants. Although, yeah, that's an awful lot of mortars. 7 mortars? Gosh. And then, a bunch of berserks and then some thrall for defense. It is a flag rally, I believe. So, the numbered flag game, as we've seen throughout the tournament and the Myth World Cup also. Let's see if Flatline decides, nope, he's not going to slap that ambient unit. So that's actually, yeah. So we see that all 3 of those whites get popped, none of which end up, none of the pus packets end up dudding, so just going to be these small pieces here that are going to be thrown. And both teams actually opted for that same strategy. Captured. And that's pretty standard, I think, for the the 2-team matches. This is a pretty standard strategy for today. Maybe not so in the past, but as of right now, it's kind of the default strategy.
Flag captured.
All right, so Osmodian's team going to take flag 1, but they're so far they're in the lead. As long as they can keep Flatline from tagging this flag, then they're gonna hold on to that lead for as long as they can prevent that from happening.
Flag captured.
And here comes the berserks. They're gonna try to push Osmodian off the flag, and he is gonna go off the flag.
Flag captured.
And so now Ratking's team, oh, they're not in the lead, actually. Interesting. I guess I should be paying attention to what's happening all around the map. Alright, so Tiri has the other forest giant for Team Ratking. And Mercadon is going to do what he can to keep that forest giant in check. Yeah, so K-Size is observing, and here we have a pretty common pattern. Bagrada, Drunken, and Switch not getting as many units as Ratking, Flatline, Tiri, and Kremisi, and then also for Team Osmodian, Somnus not getting very many units. Although Ramirez is getting more units, and Funky has 10%, which is more than I'd expect. So that's all good. Everything's all gravy here. As actually Flatline's been taking some damage here. So Team Ratking is a little bit behind Team Osmodian. And Adrenaline's in the north. He's going to be pressuring Kremisi and Ratking, trying to take Flag 9 here. He's going to move in on it. Oh, and gets his Forest Giant pussed. And that pus is going to last a while. Hopefully, let's see if he's going to be able to walk away from this. Oh no, oh no. Kremisi with some friendly fire damage, taking out a whole bunch of his own, bringing down a lot of his units to orange here. Although, in the process, they do get Adrenaline's Forest Giant, and they keep the flag. So I guess that was a good thing. I didn't see if that mortar actually set off a piece of pus on the ground or not. If you happen to see that, let us know in the comments. Or if that was just another goal that came in there. And so Drunken is going to face off against Chicken Wire across the river here. So I think Ratking is going to be up just a little bit here. And Flag 3 is going to be pushed by Mercradon and Team Asmo. I think they're gonna take that flag.
Flag captured.
And Tiri is... Oh, that could have been a lot better. He's gonna chase away Osmodian.
Flag captured.
Lucky for Osmodian, he had another Puskull. Alright, so Chicken Wire is actually gonna shadow Tiri here. But I think Tiri's gonna have the advantage. Oh, poor Chicken Wire. He gets frozen and taken out. Kind of unfortunate forest gianting. It's a victory imminent. Flag 2 is the only flag that Team Osmodian needs to tag, and the majority of Ratking is here reinforcing the flag. Although Ramirez and Adrenaline are fastly approaching. Fastly. Flag 7 is the one flag that Tiri's at, and Flag 5, I guess, is the other flag that needs to be tagged. But I don't know where Flag 5. I guess this is it here. So this is going to be up to Adrenaline and company if they can take Flatline out or not. Oh, control click missed there by Adrenaline. He is going to lose that mortar if he's not careful. And he's pretty lucky. Oh, nice pus there by Flatline. Very clutch. He's basically gonna waltz in there, take out all of those units, and decimate this entire northern force pretty much single-handedly. Well done there by Flatline. So where's Funky at? Is Funky back on the... Funky's playing defense. He's saying, orders please. Basically, there's the temptation for captains to place noobs on defense, and I think that's counterproductive. Because noobs are just going to sit there, and they're not going to learn anything. Basically, you want them to in my view, I might be totally wrong on this, but in my perspective, you want them to escort, a flank somewhere so that they can see firsthand, like, the ebb and flow, like how Myth is played, basically, and not just sit them on a flag, because they can easily just die on the flag and nothing will have happened. Osmodian had taken a hit to the face there by Drunken, losing that goal. You know, I understand that you want to have your stronger players on your flanks, and your weaker players, you know, in a place where they're less likely to die, or less likely to have your team die, to screw up your chances of winning. But I don't know, I think it's counterproductive I think it's very important that you have somebody on defense who knows what they're doing. That's why, you know, most captains, I think, will take defensive units for themselves. Ooh, Funky lost his Mortar Dwarf to Drunken there. Drunken on the move. Osmodian just realizing that they lost. There's about 4 minutes left. And you know, if Chickenwire wanted to, he could probably rush in here and get that Mortar Dwarf. And I guess Funky could do that too. Although Funky, yeah, I think this is gonna be it. I think this is it for Team Osmodian. Although Drunken getting some friendly fire damage, I think that nuked his chances to get that flag just then. However, Flatline is going to clean up, take out all of these berserks, and rack up some damage. However, Chickenwire is doing a pretty good job of trying to take him out. And sneak goal, Kremisi taking that flag, even though there were Osmo had a berserk, or that's not a goal, that's a berserk, and Funky had a berserk kind of near the flag, but not quite on it. So that's gonna be it for this matchup. Ratking had a well-deserved win in the match. They took it 4 games to 1. Team Osmo did manage to take the allied game, and so that worked out pretty well for them. However, you gotta imagine that a lot of their players are probably disappointed with their showing. But no matter, we'll see if Ratking does indeed make it to the finals. They had a spectacular showing here, and also in previous matches there was only 3, but they've been doing pretty well. And it all depends on the other match, the Giant Killer General versus Team Karma matchup, which is going to be coming up next. But after that, or before that, I'm going to look at some of these players individually. Ramir is actually doing quite well, 105 damage for him for Team Osmodian. And I don't even think he had a giant, so that's pretty great for somebody that didn't even have a giant. Chickenwire 64 damage. I guess that's going to be next. And Funky actually had 48 damage, which is probably better than everyone else on the team that I didn't mention. On Team Ratking, Thierry had the most damage with 97. And Drunken had 67 damage. He probably would have had more if he didn't nuke his own units. And Kremisi was 63 damage. All pretty good. Although the total damage isn't that, you know, it's not that far apart there. 377 to 312. Although the game could have been a lot closer. But anyway, no matter. So the next match between Giant Killer General and Team Karma is next. Thanks again for joining me, everybody. Hope you enjoyed these films, and we'll see you then.
Game over.